Hello, my name is Şule Taşlıyurt. I am studying in the Cognitive Science Master Program at Yeditepe University. Our research is eye movement behavior during evaluation of emotional phases under emotional priming effect. Humans' ability to understand feelings of others and expressing their own feeling is no more a question. Evaluation of a phase depends both on the emotion preserved by the phases and the mood of the observers. The major aim of our study is to examine eye movements during visual search for emotional phases in individuals under threat. Based on these studies, our first hypothesis is that after negative priming, people will be fixed more and more on the faces that express emotions. Our second hypothesis is that regardless of the induction of emotion, it was expected that the faces with negative emotion would receive more attention on the eye and the eye area, while no differences was expected in the neutral faces. 32 students were included in statistical analysis. Stimuli for primers were chosen from the International Affective Picture System set. Emotional faces were chosen from the faces database. 4 different areas of interest were defined. This experiment consisted of 8 sets. After the negative or neutral priming, the participants saw 2 consecutive faces with negative or neutral emotions. As a result, they were asked whether the 2 faces they saw were the same. Eye movements of the participants were recorded with the eye tracker throughout the whole experiment. The multivariate covariate analysis of variance was performed with fixation, duration, and attendance area of interest as the dependent variables, anxiety score as the covariate variable, and priming type and stimulus emotion as the independent variables. Duration and attendant area of interest were non-significant, but fixation was significant. However, the analysis showing the duration and attendant area of interest indicated that people looked at the nose and eyes more frequently. There was a significant relationship between stimulus emotion and fixation, and also between stimulus emotion and duration. But there was no relationship between stimulus emotion and attendant area of interest. When a face with negative emotion expression was presented after neutral priming, the number of fixations were higher. No significant relationship was found between the sex and age of the stimulus and the number of fixations, duration, and attendant area of interest of participants. There was a significant relationship between the duration of fixation on emotion-expressing faces and the total effect of the sex and age of stimulus. It was observed in the study that individuals had more fixation and longer duration under negative condition. In addition, regardless of priming, people looked at the faces with negative emotion for a longer period of time and had more fixations. At the same time, after neutral priming, participants tended to fixate on faces more often when they saw faces with a neutral or negative emotion expression. At the end of this study, anxiety score had a significant relationship with fixation and duration, but no significant relationship was found with attendant area of interest. Previous studies show that when people see faces with negative emotion, they focused more on the eye and the eye area. However, in the study, there was no differences between the areas where the participants focused on while viewing neutral expression when they saw negative emotion expressive faces. Finally, there was no significant relationship between the sex and age of stimuli, and the number of fixation, duration, and attendant area of interest of participants. These results were consistent with previous research. Thank you for listening.